Hello Sagittarius, I am here to do your reading for April the 18th through May 18th. So I already laid the cards out because it was just taking too long to do these videos with all the shuffling and everything, and then me trying to edit it out. So I just figured it'd be easier for me to lay the cards out and then go through them with you. So I do a male and female. Usually they're pretty similar, but you know, I mean, every once in a while there's a little bit of a difference. So I just like to, you know, see, and remember, roles can be reversed, but I do always put them out here and there, you know, both for Sagittarius. So it's a male Sagittarius and a female Sagittarius. So I'm going to go over the females first, but just so you guys know, the overall energies that I'm seeing in both of these readings, these spreads here, is kind of a it's, first of all, it's a love reading for sure, and it's kind of a feeling of like being trapped or being in conflict. So the female's really looking like there's a lot of conflicts going on and in this relationship. The males are the ones that are kind of feeling a little trapped. So I'm going to go over the females first. But that's the overall energies between the two of you that are similar. You know, that kind of a stuck feeling. Okay. So females over here on the left side. So the first thing that we have is, I'm just going to hold these cards up for you. So we have the storm, the lightning. We have the mouse. We have, these two came out together, the fox, hand in hand, and the safe. Okay, so I'm just going to go over the safe first. So what I get from the safe from your reading here is that you're trying to keep yourself safe and grounded, okay? You know, kind of like, you know, putting yourself away in a safety position, okay? I mean, they can do with money as well, but I don't see a lot of pentacles here, so it just doesn't seem like that would resonate with the pentacles, you know, or with money at all. We got hand in hand, which is just talking about a relationship, really. Sometimes it could talk about friendship materializing more into like a stronger commitment. But that came out with the fox, which is kind of a sneaky, you know, kind of sly energy. It says that, you know, there could be betrayal here, and possible danger. So with this relationship, it's not already looking like it's a good type of a relationship with those two cards together. And then remember, they did come out together. So when they popped out of the deck, they were not separate. So then we have the mouse, which can talk about loss, or it can talk about difficulties before you basically like recover. So before you know, have like a period of abundance. So you're going to have like a difficult time, and then you're going to go into a more abundant and, you know, recovery time. And then we have the lightning or the storm, which just talks about, you know, disagreements. So, you know, surprise, and you talk about the element of surprise as well. Okay, so the rest of the cards here, I'm not going to hold every single card up because there's a ton of cards here, okay? So the first area that I've gotten over here was the Magician in reverse. The Magician in reverse, you know, the Magician upright, so let me just talk about that first. So the Magician upright can talk about you know, manifestation. So you have all the tools necessary to get what you want, get what you need. In reverse, to me, with this spread, it's looking like that, you know, you want to manifest, you want to have something, but you just don't know how right now. Because it was clarified by Temperance. So Temperance talks about healing, talks about balance, things like that. And then also it was clarified with the Five of Swords here. Excuse me, Four of Swords. God, I can't talk this morning. So Four of Swords talks about like rest, reflection, you know, thinking about things. And so what it's saying to me is that, you know, you're trying to manifest right now with the Magician, and it's not going so well. So you need to try to find balance. You know, you need to try to find balance. You need to just kind of take a rest, okay? So if you're not already just kind of, with this whole COVID thing, if you're not resting and, reflecting on things and thinking about things, just take the time out to do that. And I really do believe that eventually, you will be able to manifest the outcome in the situation that you want. You just need to take a little bit of, time for yourself to find balance. And, when I say think about things, I don't mean like, overthink things. I don't mean like, stay in your head about them. I just mean, think about things for yourself, like what you need, not about, if you're in a relationship, which it seems like you are, but not about what the relationship needs, not about how the relationship is going. Don't think about those things. Think about the things that, you need to manifest the future that you want, okay? Not what is best for this relationship, not what is best for the other person, anything like that. Think about yourself. Okay, so then the second thing that I got here was the Five of Pentacles, which talks about walking away from a situation, okay? And then that came out and was clarified by the Two of Cups, which can talk about partnership, okay? And the Five of Wands, which is conflicts, and it was in the reverse. So either you can have like really super bad conflicts with this, or you don't want to get into a conflict. You're trying to like keep yourself away from conflicts. So you can talk about either one of those, which, I mean, it seems like, you probably had some conflicts in the past, and so you're trying to stay away from these conflicts. It's showing here that there will be a new beginning, the Ace of Wands. So aces talk about, beginnings, and I really do believe, because first of all, you got the Ace of Wands first. You did have the Ace of Swords right after it, but I'm going to talk about this one. So the Ace of Wands, it's like a fiery type of new beginning, commitment, because this is symbolizing, the male, like fertility, and so it can talk about passionate, new beginnings. So you could possibly be getting into a new relationship with somebody else, and it could be a lot more passionate than this one. So that's why I say don't focus so much on, the relationship that you're in right now, this partnership. And then right after it, you have the Ace of Swords. And the Ace of Swords talks about truths, talks about communication, talks about cutting things out of your life, that you need to get rid of to start this new beginning. So aces, again, are new beginnings, but it's talking about, you possibly need to cut something out of your life, or you possibly need to realize the truth before starting this new beginning, okay? And the question that I did ask before, whenever I got the Ace of Wands going into the Ace of Swords, the question that I asked was, who is going to get this new beginning? So whoever is speaking the truth, whoever is realizing their truths, is going to be the person in this relationship that is going to get their new beginning. Okay, so then we went into here. You had gotten the Page of Swords. Oh my goodness, I cannot talk. So Page of Swords can talk about somebody spying on somebody. It's like an immature energy. Pages are, kind of like that teenage type energy. Swords are truth, swords are communication, things like that. This card can also talk about, kind of not really paying attention to what you're doing, because you're standing on a slippery slope here. So just kind of, throwing caution to the wind. And just kind of having explain. I've heard people, describe it as a sound of music. You're on the mountaintop, hilltop, and you're just kind of really, happy, or just I don't know, in that. Again, like I said, like not really paying attention, throwing caution to the wind kind of energy, and just kind of experiencing things as they come. So anyways, so what I'm seeing with this one, because it was clarified by a lot of cards here, so I'm going to hold them up, kind of, how they go together. So by the Queen of Cups and the King of Cups. So Maybe you both are in this immature energy. I don't know, but it is, I'm reading for the female here. So, um, the female came out first and then the male came out first. Um, you could both be in this immature energy. I don't know. It could be, that the King of Cups is spying on the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups is a very nurturing, loving, um, can be a little bit emotional every once in a while, but usually she's pretty in control of her emotions. Very compassionate type of a person. And the King of Wands is kind of a fiery energy, so somebody that is very charismatic. Like, people usually really like them. Sometimes they can, have a temper, things like that. But it's showing a couple here, and right after that, I did get the Page of Wands, which to me, with these two cards together, and these two cards together, okay. So Page of Swords, Queen of Cups. Like I said, this could be the immature energy for the queen here, and then this could be the immature energy for the king. Okay, so y'all could both be in this immature energy, or it could just be spirit saying that the king is spying on the queen. Okay, and he's in this immature energy. So again, I don't really know 100%. It's just, what the cards are showing me. It also shows the Page of Pentacles, which the Page of Pentacles can talk about, an offer of money. It can talk about, a student. So, somebody learning something. So it could be, to me, in this instance, it kind of comes out to me like that this King of Wands is spying on this Queen of Wands, or Queen of Cups. And he's in this kind of immature energy, because we have two pages here, and that he's wanting to offer this kind of stability here of this pentacle, but maybe like his fiery, wand type energy here. And this could be a message. This can be communication. Wands can be communication. He wants to communicate this offer to you. But, that could be getting in the way, his kind of fiery energy. He could have a temper. He could, want what he wants. And again, in the next cards, it kind of, to me, seems like that he wants what he wants, because he's indecisive. With the Four of Cups on giving you this offer. Okay, so he doesn't know if he wants to. I think his ego is kind of getting in the way here, of giving you this offer. And then here we have the, what is it? Eight of Wands, I think. Or Nine of Wands, excuse me. Eight of Wands is communication. Nine of Wands here. So Nine of Wands, whenever it's in the upright, it talks about learning lessons. He's kind of beat up from the things that he's been through in the past. It could talk about, kind of looking over your shoulder, kind of like, watching, and kind of waiting for something to come at you. But when it's in the reverse here, to me, it seems like that this person, this King of Wands, is not learning his lessons. He is not learning to let his pride and ego go, not learning to let go of this immature energy here, and just give you this offer of the stability that he wants to offer. But it seems like he's not learning his lessons on letting that pride and ego go, and being able to get past that to give you the offer. Because also here we have at the end the Two of Wands in the reverse, which means that in the upright like this, it means that there's a decision and you've made your decision and you're looking out at what you have coming to you and towards you, and you're leaving something behind. You've made your choice. Here it's indecisive again, just like the Four of Cups that we had back here. So that you're not accepting, okay, what the universe is trying to tell you, you're kind of like stubborn and stuck with your arms crossed together, or that the other person is, the King of Wands, whoever that is for you, is in that energy and not wanting to make a decision, not wanting to look over the horizon to new things. Okay, that's another reason why I really saw the fresh start, the fresh new beginning here is definitely going to be for you. It's going to be for the person that, you know, has learned their lessons, knows the truth, will speak the truth, will cut people out of their lives that don't serve them anymore. Okay. Let's see, where am I? All right, so we had the next one here. Sorry. Is the Seven of Wands. So in the upright here, it can talk about, you know, having your defenses up. You know, you're kind of in a conflicting energy because you're fighting off somebody. You can talk about standing up for yourself. You're up on this hill, you're defending yourself, so being in defensive type of energy. In the reverse, it can talk about, you know, not, again, just like with this card over here, not Five of Wands, and then the Seven of Wands, you know, not wanting to have these conflicts anymore. You know, you're kind of over it. You're not wanting to have your guard up. You're not wanting to be in this defensive energy anymore. You're done with it. You want to be able to let your guard down. Then we had the Empress in reverse. So the Empress upright talks about fertility, it talks about abundance, it talks about, you know, giving birth to new ideas, giving birth to new creation, life, you know, love, you know, all these prosperous things. In the reverse, it's kind of like, you know, you're in this energy where you're like, I think you want to have, you know, this abundance. You want to be able, like I said, to let your guard down over here, but you're kind of in this like not confident, you know, not feeling abundant energy, and I think until you kind of let go of this situation, until you do this Five of Pentacles, which is letting go of this relationship, you know, leaving somebody in the cold here, out in the storm, to braise it by themselves, and getting out of this relationship, you know, letting go, putting somebody out in the cold from this relationship. I think then this, you know, Empress is going to turn upright for you, and you're going to have abundance. You're going to have, you know, being able to start that new beginning, being able to give life to something new that is not this conflicting, you know, kind of stuck energy. All right, the last thing that I pulled here for you guys, for the females, I just did kind of like an overall bottom of the deck pull, so I'm just going to go over this, and there's a lot of cards here. And so this is just clarifying your spread. So from what I'm seeing from these cards here is, you know, the Chariot is movement, so, you know, making a decision, taking control of your life. So you're the driver here, and these two horses, you know, one is black, one is white, one wants one thing, one wants the other thing. You have to be the one to wrangle this, you know, and take control of those horses and lead them where you want to. All right, I really do believe that you're gonna get a person here, the King of Cups. Usually when I talk about the King of Cups, I talk about the emotional side of him, and I say that, you know, men are usually not in control of their emotions. So this could signify who you are with here, but I did see the King of Wands. So to me, I feel like the King of Wands is probably who you are with, kind of that like angry, you know, or I guess I shouldn't say angry, but like can have a temper, you know, because I do see conflicts here, type of person. I really believe, though, that this King of Cups is somebody that you're going to be coming in a relationship with after you take control of your life, okay? and you decide where you want to go, and you start manifesting, you get in that magician in the upright position where you manifest what you want. Okay, I really think that this person that is going to be emotionally stable, because the King of Cups usually talks about, somebody that is emotionally stable. It's just whenever I refer to him normally, I don't really know a lot of men that are. So women are more in control of their emotions because they're around children a lot and things like that. They can't just blow up on people all over those. You don't normally see, women just freaking out, or losing their temper quickly, I guess I should say. So anyway, I really believe that once you get a hold of your, situation going on here, and you leave that person out in the cold that you need to, that this new person's going to come on, this emotionally stable person for you. It's going to move you to calmer waters. Okay, so Six of Swords. This is a turbulent water. This is a calm water over here, and going to lead you into this calmer waters. Judgment is just talking, I really do believe here, about calling judgment on this situation, having good judgment right here, with leading yourself towards this calmer waters. Just having good judgment is going to lead to abundance. The star talks about, wish fulfillment and things like that. And then, you're going to have your strength back. You're going to get back into that Empress in the upright position. Your strength is going to be restored. Okay. So that's what I have for you for the female side. And then I'm just going to quickly go over the male side. So it's very similar, like I said, with the energies. We do have this kind of feeling of this stuck or conflicting energy for both of you guys. All right, so the males here, I have the shepherd, I have the child or children, the bouquet, and the scythe. All right, so the shepherd just talks about intense love and strong, fellow feelings. So you're just having a lot of love for somebody, really wanting to have a partnership and feeling connected to them. The children just talk about gentleness, really being sweet and loving. And then the flowers kind of go with the children. That's why I had them together there. So it can talk about, just happy life. It says that when it's near children, it can talk about high honors, or fame. But I'm not seeing that here in the read. I really think that it just is talking about, you having abundance and just you being this kind of very sweet and loving and wanting this happy life here. You could get some recognition from some people in your life. And then this scythe talks about that there could be some disappointments, which, we did have that on the female side as well. And I'm not even going to go into the second part of that because it doesn't correlate, because there's no cards to correlate it to. So the scythe can also talk about, you cutting things out of your life that don't serve you, or you working really hard to get to where you need to be. So not being afraid to kind of till the land, because scythes, they're used to cut wheat down to, to make food, and you're not like a farmer, you're not afraid to get your hands dirty, to do what you need to do, to put the work in to get to your prosperity. Okay. All right, so first things I had here, and I have some other cards here just because I wanted to make sure that I had enough cards to clarify. So I did have a different deck that I used along with the original Rider-Waite deck. Okay, so the Four of Wands here can talk about commitment. It can talk about celebration. It can talk about, moving to destination or going to destination. So travel, things like that. All right. It was clarified, and you actually got the Eight of Swords twice. Okay, so you got that here, and then you also got it over here on this side. So, but it was clarified by the Eight of Swords. The Eight of Swords, traditionally, I'm going to show you in the Rider-Waite. It shows somebody that is stuck, okay, or at least they feel stuck. They are blindfolded, they are tied up, their feet are loose so they can walk out of this situation if they decide to, but they are surrounded by, conflict, swords can be conflict, you know, because they are used in battle. They can be harsh words, they can be truths, you know, but it is kind of like you feel like you're in danger, you feel like you're stuck, you know, and you could be trapped in fear here, you know, lots of different things that you could feel like you're trapped by. You could be trapped by emotion, you could be trapped by thoughts, you know, financial constraints, whatever. But it's being the feeling of being stuck and trapped. Okay, so what I get from these two cards being together, especially whenever we already had it over here, whenever I laid your first four out, okay, is that you feel like that you are trapped or stuck in a commitment, okay? Because it really doesn't go with travel, like you're stuck in travel. I mean, I guess you could be like, you know, on a plane somewhere, like that you know, you can't get home to where you want to be at, or, you know, you can't get to your destination if you were traveling somewhere else. You know, I guess it could be that as well. But you know, usually, especially whenever I see the female side, it's a relationship type of a thing. I'm seeing that you're kind of stuck in this relationship or commitment. It could be marriage too. Usually Hierophant, they will be present if, and the Hierophant's not here if there's a marriage. So I don't know, it could be commitment, could be marriage, whatever. But that's what I get from that. Stuck in a commitment, stuck in a marriage, or feeling stuck. Okay, you may not actually be stuck, but you just feel stuck. Okay, so then we have the Nine of Swords. The Nine of Swords talks about worries, you know, overthinking things, feel like you're trapped in your thoughts, trapped in, you know, this kind of, like, just very stressful and worrying energy. Okay, so this is not a good place to be. This is clarified by the Two of Pentacles. These cards are like brand new, so they're really hard to pick up. All right, Two of Pentacles, which can talk about indecision. Okay, it can talk about juggling things. So Two of Pentacles, it can talk about finances, financial things. And then I also had it clarified by the Seven of Cups. The Seven of Cups talks about choices. So you have lots of different choices here. And in this deck here, this man, he is using his intuition to draw this person here. He cannot see them, as you can see in the picture. The face is covered up, so he's using his intuition. His other side, his moon side here, okay, because this deck is called the Deviant Moon deck, so it talks a lot about the moon and you know, using your intuition for different things. So he's using his intuition to draw this person here, draw this face, all right, what he thinks that it is. So I really think on this side here that it's talking about, you know, getting out of this kind of like Nine of Swords worrying energy. To get out of it, I guess I should say, you have to make a decision between two things, and you have to use your intuition to, because you have lots of choices, okay? It may not just be, you know, Two Pentacles that you're juggling. There may be multiple different choices or decisions that you have to make to get you out of this Nine of Swords energy and this worrying, feeling stuck energy. All right, so then we had the Six of Cups. The Six of Cups talks about, you know, sorry, my phone was being weird. Okay, so Six of Cups talks about reminiscing on the past. It can talk about people coming back from the past. It can talk about past life relationships. So anything from the past, okay? It can talk about feeling, you know, in this kind of youthful type energy, like, you know, you're a kid again. But that was clarified by the Six of Swords. So the Six of Swords, we had it as well in the females. I'm going to show you it here in the Rider-Waite. So here's the Six of Swords in the Rider-Waite. It talks about leaving a situation for calmer waters. Now, y'all got it in the reverse, okay? So, and in this deck, again, it's just a different look, okay? But it still talks about trying to leave a situation for calmer waters. So, you are reversed here. To me, it seems like that, you know, with the Nine of Swords being before it, and those decision cards, you know, indecision and trying to make a decision, I guess I should say. It seems like that you could be stuck in your head trying to make a decision, but that you keep reminiscing on the past, and you need to, you know, let that go. You need to move to calmer waters. You need to kind of let those thoughts just kind of go to the universe, you know, and stop overthinking the past. And I think the only way that you're going to be able to do that is kind of, because I had here the clarifiers as well, the King of Cups and the Fool. So the King of Cups talks about emotion. So we talked about that in the female spread here, and the King of Cups. So they had the King of Cups as somebody they felt like was coming into their lives that was emotionally stable. Okay, so remember, the King of Cups talks about emotion. Cups are emotion. They can talk about love, things like that. So I really think that the King of Cups for you guys, though, is talking about getting out of this energy, getting out of the Nine of Swords energy, mixed with the Seven, or mixed with, yeah, the Six of Cups. Sorry, I can't think this morning. Which is like, you know, you have a lot of emotion here. I really think that maybe you are in your emotions. You're in your head about your emotions because you're thinking about the past. You're reminiscing on the past. I think you need to get out of that like over emotional energy about the past and just kind of try to think logically about it so that you can move towards the calmer waters, which is that Six of Swords. And then you will have a new beginning. The Fool talks about a new beginning. It talks about you know, throwing caution to the wind, and starting something new. So not thinking, you can see he's kind of getting his ankles bitten here. You know, and I mean, there's always a chance that you're going to have a little bit of difficulty with starting something new. But I really think if you let your emotional side, which is this King of Cups, kind of go with your thought process here, and you stop being so emotionally tied to these things. You think about it logically, like, is it going to serve me, you know, whatever that you're going through, if it was this commitment that you feel like you're stuck in, okay, you know, was it emotionally serving me? No, you know, I need to let that go, get emotionally served somewhere else, think about it in a logical sense rather than I have so many feelings for this person and I love them so much and I don't want to let that love go. You know, I'm sure over your life you have been in love with, you know, or felt very strong feelings towards multiple people. So just remember that, you know, you may have a lot of love feeling for this person, but you can find that with other people. It's just going to take time, okay? So that's what I'm seeing from those cards there. And again, like I said, you did have, at the end here, you did have that kind of stuck energy again, the Eight of Swords. I really, you know, hope that you guys get out of this energy because it is very prominent here. It's a very strong message that you are stuck in a relationship or in your head about, you know, overthinking things that maybe happened in a relationship. We need to get to making a decision and thinking logically about, did it emotionally serve you? All right, so last thing here, and I did have a lot of cards, so same thing as the females. I'm going to go through it really quickly here. Okay, so here's, I started on this side for it. So Page of Cups can talk about, you know, an offer, an apology, okay? This little fish is kind of an apology here, or something surprising you can talk about. I think, you know, remember, pages can also be immature energy. So I really think that we just need to get out of, and cups again, emotion, okay? So really we just need to get out of this emotional energy. We need to, you know, maybe just, you know, think about yourself, worry about your own emotions, and getting yourself emotionally served, because we don't want to be stuck in those emotions. We don't want to be stuck in that immature emotional energy, basically. All right. And upright, it's like that, it's emotionally immature, it's this and that, whatever. And reverse, you're going out of that immature energy. You're going to fill your cup, you're going to empty your cup here with what doesn't serve you and fill it with what you do need. Okay, so King of Swords, we need to get into this energy. I think if you get out of the Page of Cups energy, you're going to get into the King of Swords energy, where you're going to cut things out of your life that don't serve you. You're going to be more of like a judge. You can make very sound decisions. You're going to be somebody that people go to and say like, wow, they have their head on straight, I'm going to get advice from them. That's going to, again, like I said, you're going to leave things that don't serve you. So the Eight of Cups talks about walking away from something. So once you get into this, I am not going to deal with anybody's BS type of energy. I'm going to make sound decisions, this and that. It's going to lead you to make this decision to walk away from possibly this relationship that doesn't serve you. This, being stuck in your head, that Nine of Swords energy, that's not going to serve you either. And that's going to bring you emotional fulfillment and enlightenment, which is right here. So the sun is illumination. The sun is happiness, joy. Again, like I said, emotional fulfillment. So you're going to be happy is if you go that right route. Now, right after that, it did show me the Moon card. Okay, so the Moon, it talks about secrets. It talks about deception. It talks about intuition, and the sun and the moon being right next to each other. I think what Spirit's trying to say is you get to this emotionally happy and loving and enlightened place. Don't go back into the cycle again. Don't get yourself sucked back into the kind of deceptive and heartbreak, stuck in your emotion cycle, because right after that you have the Three of Swords, which talks about heartbreak. So you don't want to get sucked back into this kind of sad and secretive and deceptive energy, with heartbreak and feeling left out into the cold. So this is the Five of Pentacles. And then you don't want some woman to come in that's like either leaving you out into the cold, because you may be in this relationship now, and if you don't get into your positive energy, I feel like this could happen, that the person could actually leave you, and then you are going to be the one that's feeling left out in the cold and heartbroken. Okay, and then they could actually find somebody new. The Knight of Cups. Now, they may not be emotionally fulfilled by this person, because it is in the reverse, but they may actually find somebody new, and then you might be felt left out in the cold and heartbroken and feeling deceived. Okay, so I hope that you guys get into this King of Swords energy. You start this new beginning. You get yourself emotionally fulfilled and get in control of your emotions. Okay. And that is pretty much what I have for you guys. We have a couple minutes. I'm going to pull an oracle card real fast for each one of you. I forgot to pull one for the females. Let's do this real fast. Lord Jesus, angels, Holy Spirit, Spirit guides, Archangel Michael, and Archangel Michael, can you please give us 2 oracle cards, for one for the male and one for the female? So male first, since we're on you guys, we'll do you guys first. Oop, I'm not going to take it unless it pops out. Male energy here. Okay, here we go. All right, complexity. Let's see. So puzzles, mystifies, complicates, adjusts, transition, requires translation. Educates, transforms. Yeah, I mean, It's talking about, you know, transforming. That's really what I'm saying that's going to resonate with this reading here. You know, it says irritate, so you could be, you know, irritated being in this Nine of Swords energy here. Adjust, you know, you are going to adjust to the situation and get yourself out of that energy of feeling stuck, transforming yourself, starting that new beginning. All right, let's see what the females have here. Sorry guys, I forgot to pull your oracle. All right, let's see here. Females. One card for Sagittarius. One card. Okay, surrender. All right, so surrender, subconscious mind, compassion, forgiveness, baggage. Okay, yeah, so I mean, I definitely see from this healing, spiritual healing, development. So there's a lot that really goes with this card for you guys, for the females, because we did talk about healing, you know. So definitely, you know, releasing baggage. So which it showed here, you know, you're going to calmer waters, healing spiritually, which it was, you know, the Temperance card, and you know, having compassion, having forgiveness, not only, you know, for other people, but for yourself, you know, because sometimes, you know, you feel bad about keeping yourself in this, like, I don't know, upset energy, like, you know, you're kind of feel like depressed, and you can, you know, like not want to forgive yourself, like feel bad, you know, I guess I shouldn't say feel bad, but like feel like aggravated that you are in that like depressed energy, and then get angry at yourself. So like forgive yourself for feeling that way, because having feelings and emotions is normal. I have to remind myself about that all the time. So but forgive yourself, okay? And I mean, if others did you wrong, you know, that's on them. It's hard to forgive others, trust me, I know from personal experience. But you know, at least just let it go. Forgiving doesn't mean that you forget. Forgiving doesn't mean that you let people walk all over you and you just, you know, oh yeah, I forgive you, I'm gonna let you do whatever you want to me now. Forgiving just means that, you know, you're not gonna hold on to all of those thoughts and overthink over and over and over like what they did to you, and make yourself stay stuck. Okay, that's all. That's all forgiving means. Okay, guys. Well, thank you so much for sticking around for those oracle cards. I forgot about them. I'm so sorry. But hopefully I can upload this video pretty quickly, and then I can get on to the next sign, which, let's see here. We'll probably do Gemini next. But don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and oh, and I forgot, I had written down here, I don't know if this means anything to anybody, but whenever I was meditating on your energy, I kept, well, I shouldn't say I kept, but like, I really felt strongly like rose or roses. So I don't know if some of you guys have like planted roses, or maybe your name is Rose, or you know somebody's name is Rose. I also kept thinking about the rose card that was in the Lenormand, which means rugged health and beauty. So, you know, maybe you guys are looking really great right now, feeling really great, you know, I mean, at least like with your outward appearance. So like going, wow, you know, I am looking, you know, really beautiful, and, you know, feeling really rugged if you're the man. But I don't know if that, you know, means anything to you guys, but I did write it down whenever I was meditating. All right, well, have a great rest of your day, and you know, blessings and positive vibes to you guys always. Bye.